Hi everyone. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the benefits of doing a research project which has been backed by the industry. So this research project could be a PhD research, it could be an MPhil, it could be an honor study. And when I say this research study was backed by the industry could be referred to as a private company, such as a media and a journalism company, or it could be a government funded or a government backed industry, such as the defense. Alright, so of course there are many examples, but it could be a private industry funded or it could be a government industry funded project. So, what are the advantages of doing a research project which has been backed by the industry? So, the first advantage is that you get a scholarship from the industry to complete the thesis or the research project. Now, this scholarship could be a bit higher than the one that you normally get through the universities. Sometimes it can go up to about 30% higher than what the universities may offer you. Sometimes this scholarship is on top of the scholarship that you are getting from the university to study with them. Because your research project will help the industry, they may give you an additional stipend, is what we call it, an additional stipend to help you complete your thesis or your research study. Now, depending on where you are located, please find out the tax regulations. So sometimes this additional fund that you receive may be subjected to a tax refund. The second benefit of doing this research project backed by the industry is that they support you irrespective of what it might entail, because they want you to complete this research study. So when I say irrespective, I mean that sometimes if you may have to travel to remote locations, or you have to, such as the Antarctica, so they will sponsor your trip to Antarctica, maybe put you on a ship that goes to Antarctica so that you can go and conduct your research there. Sometimes you may have to buy an expensive equipment. It could be a telescope which is worth thousands and thousands of dollars for observing the astronomical occurrences. So again, such an expensive equipment could be funded by the industry. Access to people, access to your participants who it is not normally easy to get access to, may be accessible if it is funded by the industry, because they will provide you access to the research participants. So that is another helpful thing. The third helpful thing is sometimes these industry projects are part of a much larger project and you become part of their interdisciplinary research. For example, a research in the cognitive science behavior could have people working on uh, linguistics, statistics, psychology, neurology, anthropology. So you will have people focusing on these different areas of the cognitive science behaviors or cognitive science study, and you become part of that team. So how that helps you is that of course you have access to all these researchers who are kind of researching in the same area, although they are specialized. But you can also switch, or also find your area or your area of focus, and also helps you to learn from these researchers, also helps you to plan your career after completing your research as to what you want to focus on. So this gives you access to a number of minds, a number of areas, a number of professions that you can then diversify into. The other benefit is, let's say you are doing a government funded project and the government is backing your research project. So in that case, after your research completes, your hypothesis or your thesis statements or some findings of your research can easily then transform into a government policy, which gives you that credit as a researcher. It is not easy to get a thesis recognized by the government, or a thesis recognized by the regulators or by the other industry bodies to make it into a policy. But if you are doing a industry funded project, you have access to people who, if they find value in your research, can easily transform your research into policies, which will then give you the recognition that you deserve and that you need to grow in your career. Some of the other benefits that include is that you will get sponsored to participate in industry conferences. You may get professional help in writing your thesis. You may get help in building your skills in other courses, such as a leadership seminar. And then you will get help when you have submitted your thesis and you're waiting for the results to come out. You may get some help or some assistance or some work to put your knowledge while waiting in that time period to work on other projects. You will get assistance with travel. So a lot of researchers are unable to travel to conference locations or unable to travel to remote locations for data collection or further study. So all this help is provided by industry-backed research. So if you ever get an offer or if you are thinking of doing research, try to look out for these opportunities. There is a lot of research going on these days in the renewable energy space, blue economy, defense, and these are just areas that I am familiar with. Of course, there are so many areas in the world where research is going on, but what I'm trying to show you here is that these are some of the projects which are backed by the government, also backed by the industrial players. So finding yourself in one of these projects will help you in your long-term career growth. In my next video, I will discuss what are some of the downsides of doing a PhD or a research study backed by the industry or funded by the industry. Till then, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please share, and bye for now.